the news right here. Don't go away.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Virtual Nunchucks. Welcome to the channel. Welcome, welcome. So glad you're here on this Tuesday. We have some news for you guys. I think it's Tuesday. No, it's Wednesday. I'm sorry. We have some news for you guys. If you turned on your PlayStation 5 today, you got a huge update. And by huge, I don't mean necessarily gig size or storage size. I just mean a huge, awesome feature that they should have had at the beginning of launch, and we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about some maybe not so good news regarding the PS3 and PS Vita and all that good stuff. And we'll get to that too. But first, oh my goodness, the good news. And this is like the heavens parting, the whole 9 yards, and it's amazing and awesome. Okay? If you have turned on your PlayStation 5 today and you got the notice that you had a update downloading and everything, go ahead and download that sucker and install it, because what it allows you to do as of today is take your PS5 games and then store them on an external storage hard drive device, whether it's HDD or an external SSD, and then store them. So if you're running out of space on your console, on your console storage, you can store them now on an external drive. That is fantastic news. Thank you very much, Sony. It's like the heavens parted, the angels started singing, the whole 9 yards. Thank you. That should have been there at launch. Thank you. Okay. However, you cannot play them from an external SSD or HDD. You have to, once you want to play them again, you have to port them over to your PlayStation 5 console and install them directly onto the hard drive there. But at least you can now store your games. So if you're running out of storage and you want to free up some space, you can now do that. Thank you very much. You can also install more than one hard drive to your console, external drive. So you can have both USB ports or whatever taking up space with the external drives, but you can only use one at a time. That seems like a no-brainer, but it is what it is. One of the other features that they added is the ability to talk to cross-platform people in your party. So PS4 players can now talk to PS5 players, but not only can you talk to one another, you now have the ability to do share play with PS4 people. So if you have a PS5 game that you want to show off to PS4 people, they can now see your screen, and you can now share their screen. And in some cases, you can actually pass the controller virtually to those players and let them experience what you're experiencing on the screen and play it as well. Thank you, Sony. That's awesome. Again, heavens part, angels sing. Yes. Okay. However, now we're going to get into the bad news. If you remember, I reported on here, and several other outlets have reported on here, that the PS3 store, the PS Vita store, PSP, all that store, they're closing this summer. And I've listed the dates before. I think July 2nd was one of them, and then August 27th for the PS Vita store, I think, is the last day that they'll be open, or at least the last day that they'll be available, and they'll be closing after that. Now, with that, there's a problem. If you have a PS3, if you still are one of those people that like to play on your PS3 for nostalgia purposes or whatever the case may be, here's the bad news. When that store closes, all the patches for the games that we have, such as, I don't know, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, all of your patches, they'll be gone as well, because those are digital downloads to update your game. So you're going to be reverted back to version 1.0. So that means all the bugs or anything else that was added post-launch will no longer be available to download. This is being reported by Push Square. This is being reported by Young Yeah. However, I don't think they took into account the nice little feature that you have. If you want to save your patches, okay, if you have external like jump drives or anything like that, take your jump drives now while the store is still open, and go and look for the specific patches for each game on PlayStation's store, because you should be able to find, if not the system update, you should be able to find some patches for your games as well if you go and look for them. I know that in the past it was available. It still may be available. I won't guarantee that, but that is an option. You can go ahead and look, and if you have an external jump drive, Just download those patches to the external jump drive so you can play on PlayStation 3 or whatever your preferred console at time is with the updated patches. Okay, that's an option, possibly. So check that out. Make sure that works. I didn't think about it until after I saw the story, and I thought, well, maybe you can still do that. So check it out. I personally don't have my PlayStation 3 plugged in, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if it does work. But that is an option until they close the store. So get all those patches and system updates and all that stuff downloaded to jump drives so that you can maybe do that. All right. So boo Sony. Sorry you guys are closing the store, but they can't keep everything going all the time. One other thing too is if you have a PlayStation 4 still hooked up to your TV, which I do, and I have it for different apps and stuff that I don't have on PlayStation 5 right now. But there's a neat little, well, it's not neat. There's a flaw in the system that was exposed here recently because they've been talking about shutting down the PS3 store and PS Vita and all that stuff. So eventually they're going to do that to the PS4 because, as they move on with different technologies and stuff, that older stuff tends to get shut down to save money and all that stuff. It turns out that if your clock dies, if your battery for your PS4 clock finally dies after years and years and years, when that server shuts down for the PS4, for all the patches and all that stuff, your games will no longer work at all if your clock dies, if your clock battery dies for the PlayStation 4. It's an interesting flaw. I didn't know that it was a thing. But thankfully, if you have a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation 5, you can play all your PlayStation 4 games backwards compatible with the exception of like a handful. So maybe that won't be so much of a big issue going forward, but keep that in mind as well. So it's kind of weird. I didn't even think about the fact that we have a clock or a battery in our PlayStation 4 for the clock until I saw the story today. So anyway, it is what it is. So that's the news I have for you guys today. And hey, we did it under 10 minutes. I'm doing pretty good today. But I hope that you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave me a like on the video. Let me know what you think of all these stories in the comment section below. And of course, don't forget to follow me on my social media accounts. Facebook.com/virtualnunchucks, over on Twitter @VNunchucks, and of course Twitch.tv/virtualnunchucks. Hope you guys have a great day. And if you're not following me on all those social media accounts, you probably should. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, leave me a comment, and subscribe if you're new, and turn on that notification bell because every Monday through Friday we try to do something gaming related on this channel, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. Alright guys, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.